Urban villages are unique spaces within the cities that blend rural characteristics with urban dynamics, forming a vital part of the urban settlement. These settlements, often located at the fringes of rapidly growing cities, retain their traditional layouts, vernacular architecture, and community-based social structures while adapting to the pressures of urbanization.
Urban villages present both challenges and opportunities. They often lack infrastructure, amenities, etc. Their integration with the former urban fabric leads to issues such as overcrowding, poor sanitation. However, they also showcase organic layouts, mixed-use developments, and vibrant public spaces. These also hold significant importance in the context of urban design due to their multifaceted role in the social, economic, and spiritual dynamic of cities.
Welcome to Rampur Jagir, a village nestled in the midst of Greater Noida where tradition meets rapid development. Historically, during the freedom struggle, the well-known revolutionary Ram Prasad Bismil had taken shelter in Rampur Jagir after the Manipuri conspiracy in 1919. Hence, a park has also been named after him near the village itself. Rampur Jagir is a small village situated in Gautam Buddha Nagar district, Greater Noida of Uttar Pradesh. The village is surrounded by sectors Beta 1, Beta 2, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. It is a commercialized village having variety of shops such as ironworks, furniture, daily essentials, etc. on which the nearby sectors seem to be highly dependable.
Bustling describes a place full of energetic activities with people moving around and engaging in various activities. It implies a lively and bustling atmosphere as there are lot of layers of engaging activities. Workers come from outside of Greater Noida, nearby villages or sectors to establish their shops here. Village imageability includes the physical, social and cultural aspect of village that contributes to its identity and allow people to form a mental image of the place. Imageability plays a key role in creating spaces that are engaging, navigable and meaningful for the community. These include some sitting spaces, nodes, ponds and street vendors, etc.
The village is spread in an area of about 37,810 meters square approximately. The village mainly consists of people from other villages or sectors as they come to the village for work-related activities. Most of the villagers present are of Gujjar community. With its unique socio-spatial characteristics and growing population, Rampur Jagir represents an opportunity to harmonize rural-urban transitions. Thoughtful urban design interventions can transform the village into a model of sustainable development, blending modern infrastructures with respect to traditional roots and ensuring an unbiased future for its residents. So without any further ado, let's try to understand and learn more about this unique village.
A figure ground diagram is a tool that depicts relationship between the built and the unbuilt spaces. Through this diagram, we understand that the village is densely populated or a compact cluster of built form as the percentage of built up spaces of the village is 59%. The open spaces are mainly present in small patches throughout the village. Preserving and enhancing the balance between built and open spaces can help in maintaining the village character.
Some of the main landmarks present in the village includes a pond and a mandir or temple located in the center of the village, which also serves as a gathering place for the villagers. The west side corner of the village has a green space which comes under the Forest Authority of Greater Noida. An evolution diagram is a visual representation that traces the chronological development of a settlement. For Rampur Jagir, this diagram highlights key phases of its growth, showing how various elements like built forms, open spaces, and road networks have evolved in response to historical, social, and economic changes. The most significant changes observed was the exhaustion of open spaces present in the village to accommodate more and more buildings for commercial purposes.
Morphology majorly refer to the form and structure of the village, that is, how the physical components of the village have been arranged. The village exhibits organic settlement pattern with the edges being adaptively merged with the city's grid pattern settlement.
A building use map characterizes buildings based on their functions such as residential, commercial, institutional, etc. The village consists of 69% commercial buildings, 24% mixed-use buildings, 4% social infrastructures, 2% forest lands, and 1% residential buildings. Various typologies of buildings present in the village are showcased through pictures.
An open space typology map identify and categorize all the open space in a settlement based on its purpose and uses, whether it's impervious or pervious spaces. The village consists of 91% of spaces, which includes built up and impervious spaces, while the pervious spaces only contribute a total of 9% of total village. The pervious spaces mainly constitute of the pond, the forest area, and some small patches of green lands.
The open space typology map are further classified into two groups: impervious classification and pervious classification. An impervious space typology map highlights all the hard surfaces in a settlement such as buildings, roads, pavements, etc. The village comprises of 53% transitional spaces, 41% plaza or courtyards, and 6% paved parking spaces. There are a lot of paved market areas present in the village, which serves as an informal meeting space for the villagers or as an informal meeting space for the vendors to set up their kiosks.
A pervious space typology map categorizes all surface in a settlement that allow water to penetrate into ground. The village has 34% vacant land, 26% open car parking space, 21% forest area, and 90% water body. The village holds on to a small patches of forest area, a pond near the temple, and vacant land which are undesignated or are available for development in the near future.
A road hierarchy map characterizes roads based on their functions, width, and the volume of traffic that particular road can handle. Sections of the village are also showcased to provide a general idea of the height differences in the building present in the village. The village has narrow lanes where four-wheeler vehicles cannot enter and also consists of kacha road or dirt tracks. Further blow-up details of these sections are showcased, which further helps in understanding the road and settlement structure of the village at minute levels.
A building height map represents the distribution of building height across the village. The village has dominance of G+1 and G height building consist 48% and 38% respectively. This indicates that the skyline of the village is low leveled.
A building condition map distinguishes structures based on the state of the building. The village comprises of 54% of good condition buildings, 20% average condition, 15% poor condition, 8% temporary structures, and 3% new construction buildings. The buildings which are in bad or average conditions are mostly older buildings which were built before 2009 as observed from evolution layer.
Vehicular movement in the village mainly occurs in the primary village roads. The narrow lanes present in the village often get congested due to the parking of vehicles, especially two-wheelers. Further classifications are also showcased to understand the type of transport that can enter in the street of this village. Pedestrian movement was majorly observed on the corner side of the service road and the spine in the core of the village. To connect the nearby residential sector to the village, a special cut was observed in the traffic island of the adjoining northern and western residential sectors.
The buildings are further characterized to understand its functioning. When characterized on the basis of ownership, it was concluded that 95% of the buildings present in the village are used for rent purposes, while mixed-use buildings, that is, residential plus commercial uses buildings, constituted of 98% of the buildings. Most of these buildings had shops situated on the ground floor, and first floor and above were used for residential purposes. The commercial typology map illustrates the location and types of commercial spaces present within the village. The village majorly consisted of daily use shops with construction and hardware shops also. Ironwork shops proved to be a big part of the village commercial activities.
The village consists of two temples which play vital role for the community of the village. No school are present in the village, either it to be public or a private school. This leads to the children of the village going to other villages' school, nearest one being in Tukalpur. However, a private school is situated near the village and also share its boundary with the village on two sides.
A social infrastructure map represents the locations of public and community-oriented facilities such as educational institutions, healthcare centers, religious spaces, and public services. It reflects the village's capacity to cater to the social and cultural needs of its population. The village Rampur Jagir mainly caters to the needs of the nearby sectors, though it also caters to its population, but some public services like schools, healthcare facilities, public toilets, etc. are still lacking.
A physical infrastructure map highlights the core system and network that enable the settlement to operate effectively. This includes water supply, drainage, electricity, roads, and sanitation facilities. This map serves a tool for evaluating the existing services and systems that support the community.
Keeping in mind our vision statement of creating an urban of inclusivity, equal opportunities, and economic growth for the indigenous people of the village, an urban structure plan was developed with 6 interventions being proposed throughout the village. The first intervention proposed was the strengthening of pedestrians. It was observed that people used to cross the streets near the village without any proper signs to reach the sectors, which might pose some danger from the speeding cars on the roads. Colorful pedestrian crossings or walkways were proposed while also lowering the cut through the restricted green area for better movement. While near Beta 2 site, the pedestrian crossing was shifted to reduce the vehicular and pedestrian movement clash.
street redevelopment was proposed in two different areas. The first one being at the backside of the village where the grid settlement of Beethoven started. The place was used as an informal gathering space and many small street vendors would put up their stalls there, making the common street between the sectors and the village congested throughout the day. In the scenario, spaces were proposed for permanent shop, vehicular parking, kiosks of street vendors and sitting spaces.
One of the major edges of the village was taken into consideration for the next proposal. The facades present on this edge were thoroughly studied and its elevation was drawn for better understanding, so as to impart a better identity to the village. Some colors and construction techniques were proposed to be standardized, including the standardization of the signages used for the shops. To impart identity to the village, the roundabout present near the village was also proposed to be beautified with a statue of the freedom fighter Ram Prasad Bismil, so as to also make people aware of the history of the village.
A second redevelopment was proposed of another one of the important edges of the village, where at the present car repairing shop function. The shops are temporarily structured and they use the road for their car repairing works, hence making the road quite congested. In the scenario, the roads were proposed to be widened with spaces provided for car parking, permanent structure shops and defined working areas for the car repairing activities.
The pond present in the village is situated near the temple, hence having the potential to form a great space for gathering. At present, the pond seems more close to an abandoned area, with construction materials like bricks, sand, etc. being stored there from the demolished building nearby as construction is taking place. Total area of pond is 523 meters square, while area of pond consisting of water is 220.4 meters square. The various interventions done for the redevelopment of the pond are: firstly, creating seating spaces for the people of the village, then providing more green spaces and also providing parking spaces for the thela while they park and relax there. In the end, Rampur Jagir village represents a dynamic blend of traditional character and emerging urban influences. Its distinct morphology, community-oriented areas, and growing infrastructure demonstrate its need to adapt to modern urban needs.
Rampur Jagir spiritual, social and physical system provide significant insights and opportunities for careful intervention that can improve its livability while conserving its historical and environmental context.